Welcome back to What's a Chat with Alex and Matthew. We're back for another week. You're super excited.
Yes.
One thing missing though this week is the microphones.
I've got nothing to hide behind.
Alex has not got a comfort blanket, and although I'm not going to go into why the microphones aren't here, but they're not just now, it's my fault. But Alex actually asked if we could still have them out, just so you could hide your face and pretend we were using them, didn't you? So it's Saturday. What is the time? It's 10 to 6.
10 to 6.
We've been working and we're literally starting to film here, and with Caroline Flack has passed away. She's dead. It's news is coming through now. It's horrible. It's literally filming it 2 seconds ago before, and
I
you
just
got
checked my phone.
and we can't quite get our head around it, and it feels
it's really
a bit.
sad.
It feels a bit strange now doing this.
We don't obviously know why, or well,
Yeah,
how she died, but it's you speculate, don't you, as to what's been going on in her life,
and just looking for those 2 minutes. We obviously know what went on in her life before. There was issues going on. She was removed, or she left Love Island, but because she was probably not forced but asked to probably go, and it looked better for her. And it looks like it is speculation, but it looks very much like she has decided to take her own life. It's just horrible, and it is absolutely absolute complete shock. And somebody that looks like they've got the whole world for them, and they've got everything going for them. And I think, I read a lot of stuff. She was getting a lot of, not a lot of abuse, but I've seen some people saying that if it was a guy doing what she done, this and that, but
we don't know exactly what she did, because she said that wasn't. She did come out and say, 2 days ago, she apparently posted saying, you know, there's too much gossip. We're going to speak today. I'm going to have my say. And also had previously said, you know, I'm not allowed to talk about this, but I know you won't believe the things that you've heard, you know, to the public. So you get the feeling she had a story to tell.
Yeah.
Her version of what happened. It's not enough
shocking
to make that happen. Like, that's just not.
And it must be a build up of things, and it's horrible. And we were, before we came back on here, before we found out the news, we were sort of like, didn't know what to say.
I might have slightly even been looking forward to this.
Alex was looking forward to the podcast, and then we found that, and it is scary, it's horrible. And I think as well, it's not worse, but it's more uncommon for it to be a female. If that's what's happened. And there's little things, like you obviously at Instagram, and little posts and little things that have happened on that, switching comments off, it looks like it might be that that's happened.
I suppose she would maybe have switched the comments off anyway because of what's going on. She just doesn't want to have that kind
there is that. So anyway, I think, because what a shame. It's just awful. So we had to mention it because it has just happened it's just been discovered this minute. I just found out that minute. So that's the start of this podcast, and just can't really say much more about that. It's horrible, it's sad,
it's really sad that someone thinks that that's
the only way out, and that things are that bad that that's an option.
And it really wasn't that bad. From what we've been told she did or didn't do or whatever, it's not that bad.
Even if,
you know?
Everything, some of the stories, even if they were true, the things that it's not that bad at all.
But you don't know what's in someone's head. You
said a couple of things before we started filming again that I think we might do a separate thing on the whole thing and the whole situation. But it's not for tonight. Tonight is our weekly What's a Chat.
Love Island again though.
Love Island again, and there is a theme with Love Island. It's happened not just once. This isn't the first time
she's not a contestant though.
I know, but she's associated with the programme, and it's not the first time somebody associated with that programme this has happened to, if that's what's happened. So I think we might talk about this because there's a few things you said that you're extremely true with, and we should go into. So now, going back to our normal routine and normal podcast, talking about you having a cold seems like absolutely nothing, doesn't it? Apart from obviously the horrible stuff that we've just spoken about, how has your week been? Been alright?
It's been fine.
God, everything just seems like so irrelevant now.
I know.
If the stuff he said on this podcast wasn't irrelevant anyway and nonsense,
even more so.
It's even more irrelevant tonight. So just put up with us. So you've had the cold.
I've had the cold. Just a cold.
You've not been feeling well?
I've been feeling fine. I've just had a cold. Having the cold doesn't mean you automatically don't feel well.
But you've not been feeling well?
I've been absolutely fine. Slightly tired at night more than usual.
We can hear in your voice.
Oh, I've got the cold, wow.
but you can hear it, and
I know, but
you have been dribbling a bit.
dribbling.
Right out the nose.
Oh, but I've still, within myself, I've still felt fine.
You've been at work, you've got through it.
But that's just what you should do, you know.
That is what you should do.
There's so many people that have a sniffle and go home and go to bed and take a week off work. And I'm not meaning you, I'm just saying. And
Didn't think that for a second, but
like, it's the cold, it's not coronavirus, it's not the flu, it's not anything else, it's just a cold. It's a bad cold.
yeah, it is a bad cold.
Been very choked up.
You were coughing for a fair bit last night,
I'm
Alex.
sorry. I did remove myself and took myself.
Mass snoring has been mentioned, I think, in the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one.
My coughing
Your
probably excelled that last night.
It was like, I felt sorry for
Sorry.
you because you just kept
Obviously,
coughing.
it doesn't mean it, you know. Can't help
No, I
it.
know that. I felt sorry for you because when you start and it's that kind of cough, you just really can't stop.
Yeah.
But we're excited to be back with the podcast. Thanks so much. I get this bit out of the way. Thanks so much to everyone that has been watching, commenting, and liking our
Got a
stuff.
tissue just in case.
Got a tissue.
So
So you're all prepared.
I'm all prepared.
What
so
have you got to drink tonight? Is it
got just a little water here.
A Lemsip. Prosecco and
A
Lemsip.
fizzy water.
So it's, yeah, obviously we've mentioned it's Saturday already. We're going out tonight again. It's like third Saturday in a row. Every time we've done a podcast, we've had a night out.
Yeah, I think it's been birthdays every single time.
Yeah, our life's not normally this exciting. We don't normally have this much stuff going on. The surprise 40th was good last week. Well, we got there literally like...
What?
So podcast, sorry, we are obviously filming this and recording this in the salon and the phone is going, but
It won't be anybody important.
it won't be anyone important. So, and if you are watching this podcast and phoning us at 6 o'clock, sorry for saying you're not important, but we're not answering it. The salon shut 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
About 2 hours
It'll be
ago.
done.
Stop
That's, yeah.
That's all good. So, what was I saying? Yeah, the 40th was good. We got there about 5 minutes before the surprise, the guests got there, and it was touch and go.
It was.
It was very touch and go. But it was a good night. So yeah, got a party tonight, but we're not rushing away as quickly as last week because we've got time. We're in control of the situation, unlike last week when the surprise person was in control of the situation to a point. He was in control of the situation without even knowing it was going to a situation.
Yeah.
So that's that. But apart from not feeling great, having a cold, your week's been good.
Yeah,
been busy.
Like
Standard
you.
week really, yeah. Standard, just normal busyness. So what we were planning on talking about tonight.
You've not said how your week was.
My week's been good though. To be fair, my week's not.
You've not had a sniffle, you've not caught this.
Do you know what, my immune system, I'm strong. The colds get Matthew. Matthew doesn't get the cold.
Anybody who knows us
The
knows.
flu worries about getting me. Coronavirus is scared of me.
I can see that.
I am strong. No, I normally get the cold a lot worse
That's
than
been
you.
mentioned on every podcast.
But I know it's a big topic and it's not
Yeah.
going away. If anything, it's coming closer.
So what else have been the big topics then?
Big topics this week. It's been Valentine's weekend. Valentine's yesterday. You had a bath. No, you didn't have a bath.
have a bath.
You were but you were going to have a bath. Remember we said it on the last podcast. But you didn't have a
No, it
bath.
doesn't have a bath, no.
I thought I'd be really nice and say that. I got on last night from my Nando's with my mum and stuff and said to Alex, "Oh, you smell beautiful. How was your bath?" I've not had one.
It's my natural
Just
smell.
natural odour. So I thought I'll be prepared, but no, you hadn't had one. You had a wee glass of wine and a meal for one.
Yeah, I went into M&S and everyone's getting a dine-in for two and I'm getting a meal for one and a little mini tiramisu for one.
Well, it's funny.
Happy.
Yeah, it's quite
That's
nice
good, you know.
actually. I had half an hour finished my last client, had half an hour before my wee brother picked me up. So went for a quick beer in the restroom and all coupled. I was standing there and I heard one of the guys say, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day, it's really nice to spend time with that." I thought, oh no. Standing there on my own, texting you.
So are we doing something next week? Yeah.
We are doing something next week. We're going for a nice dinner next week. We're going to
It's
celebrate.
not somebody's birthday next week.
It's not somebody's birthday next week. We're celebrating us next
Oh,
week.
how nice.
Celebrating our love together. You'll be feeling better to be able to taste
I'm
your
feeling
food.
fine.
Alex told me earlier that she couldn't even taste chocolate,
That tastes chocolate.
which was
Which is not a bad thing.
that is a bad thing.
It's not really.
I've never heard anyone say, "I wish I couldn't really taste chocolate."
Oh,
You want chocolate. So yes, next week we're out for dinner. You kind of know. It was going to be a surprise, but you sort of know because
I think I've got an idea.
you've done those actions. So you know, you know. I think you know, but it's going to be nice. It's going to be really good. Did you get a card this year?
I got a card last night, yeah, that you
Last
bought
night?
last night.
Again, we
3 rows that you got from the shop.
got a row. So this whole topics came up again.
What?
There is not a designated time
No.
on Friday, on the 14th of February, that a card should be given. It's not called Valentine's Hour.
Nobody said it was.
I just want to confirm that. Because you said I'm the only person in the house that's not got a card.
Well, for most of the day yesterday, everyone in the house had a card
Cats
and a Valentine's present, and I never had anything.
But you had a card
I got a
on
card
Valentine's
last
Day
night.
and a rose. I went into the card factory. It must have been about 7:15, 7:30 last night. And I thought I'll be busy. There's not a person in it. Couldn't even find a card.
Why did you think it would be busy?
Because I thought there'd be more than me just getting one.
More last minute people than you.
Well, it wasn't last minute. I was in control of the situation, so it wasn't last minute. So I went in, got the card, and the guy said to me, "You're a bit last minute." And I said, "Well, I think you're wrong there, mate. I'm prepared because this is next year's card."
So is that my card a year early?
That's it. So you never got one yesterday, but that's next year. But yeah, the guy just presumed, because he said, "Do you want a bag with that?" I was like, "Yeah, please." And then he said, "Oh, I'll put this in for free since you're late." It was a rose, a plastic rose. I said, "Oh, thanks for that. I appreciate that." It was all since it's late. I was like, "I'm not late.
I'm quite glad that
I'm
I got that
extremely
from you.
organised, and this is for next year."
If I'd thought you'd actually bought that on purpose, I would have been a bit worried.
Not having the guy in the card factory judging me.
But the cats liked it. They
The
played
cats
it.
liked the rose, you liked the card, and just the words in the card would not have changed whether it was last minute or first minute.
Or today,
My
or
feelings
tomorrow,
wouldn't have
or the
changed.
day after.
Wouldn't have changed.
I do think that about Valentine's Day. It is good fun and it's just a laugh. But
Yeah, I would not have wanted you to go
I
without a
wouldn't
card.
want any more than a card, to be honest. Like I think it's just a silly thing.
That's really awkward because I've got a present to give you on the podcast.
Have you?
No, I'm only joking.
I know you didn't. But no, you should be able to tell me those things any day of the year.
Exactly,
And we should be
I
able
do.
to go for a nice meal and celebrate us any day of the year.
I tell you a lot how much I love you and how much I care about you and how much you are my world.
Don't make it more cringy than it is, please.
Right, on to the topics this week.
The weather.
The weather is it's been
Storm Kira.
stormy. No,
Dennis.
it's Dennis.
But it was Storm Kira last
What a
week.
menace. Dennis has been I've been practicing that.
It won't last as long though.
What one? The storm? Oh, sorry.
Named after a man.
Wow. Oh my god. Have you thought of that one for a while?
So,
Have you just it's not. That's really that's
I'm blushing about it.
we can all see it. This is not the light and this is your redness. I like
It
that.
must be the cold.
So
I've got the
how long would you expect this to last?
I don't know. I've not really been paying that much attention about this.
Roughly, if it's the same time.
Matthew.
So yeah, probably at the weekend, won't it? It'll be the weekend. It has been stormy, been a bit windy.
It was
I
really
like
stormy.
it. I love the
And
storms.
the snow as well. We had snow on Monday. Wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes, we did have a bit of
Yeah.
snow. Didn't really lie though.
No.
So that's been something, but I'm super excited to be talking about what I'm about to be talking about.
Okay, so what else has happened this week, Matthew?
You're ready? My idol has been in the news. Been my idol for a long, long time. You're always in the news. You're in the daily news. The Oscars happened.
They did.
Before we talk about my idol,
Do you think there's such a big deal these days, though?
I don't think there's as much of a
They're almost rebelling against these ceremonies now a bit.
yeah, and I think this year because there's no host, it was awkward.
I'd be happy getting one.
But what being a host would be getting an Oscar.
Either.
Would you host Oscars?
No, I would just like.
Right, if somebody from the Oscars watched this podcast and said, "Do you know what?
No.
They're all right."
Not funny enough.
You would be hosting it. You'd I'll write the jokes for you.
The awkward jokes.
Would you host? Imagine hosting the Oscars. But everyone's too scared because you're not allowed to say jokes about anything.
Oh.
The last said it was the Golden Globes. Ricky Gervais done this year, and he was incredible. Alex is checking her. Alex's phone's now getting replies about what we were talking about at the beginning. Ricky Gervais done the Golden Globes for the I think it's the second
He's
time.
really funny.
He absolutely smashed it, and he is absolutely hilarious.
But he's just too.
But they won't have him because it is.
Yeah,
so they said
too controversial.
He got a tweet saying, if you were hosting, what would your opening joke be at the Oscars? And he said something along the lines on Twitter saying, I can't even remember. It's good that we're here tonight supporting all races and all sort of cultures and stuff like that. And he said it's quite ironic because it's the one night that your Hispanic mates will get a couple of hours sleep or something because they're not in the house. So it was quite witty, and that's probably why
He's not allowed to.
he's not going to be hosting it. But I think the hosting of it, I think the fact there wasn't a host takes a lot away from it.
Well, nobody knew what was going to happen.
What happened after?
They showed a clip of what's it called? 8 Mile.
8 Mile.
And then did they start? No, they didn't start the song. They just showed a clip from 8 Mile,
And then I think
nobody
it
was
restarted a bit.
And obviously that's connected to 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
10 years ago almost.
2011,
I think it's 10 years ago maybe. We'll find it, we'll Google it.
Well, when I googled it, it said 2011, but I'm not
So
100%
obviously
sure.
then.
And then up pops Eminem, like just
Eminem
goes.
performed at the
whole
Oscars.
band and Eminem, and it was just so cool.
And although like performing at the Oscars is big enough and a big enough deal, we've got to remember who Eminem is and what happened to him when he first came out. Not came out like Philip Schofield, when he first came out, as far as a name, a celebrity, he got so much stick. He had people wanted to ban him from MTV, when back in the days of MTV being the biggest thing.
Why?
People said he was homophobic. They said
I mean, there's so many things that rappers say that.
They said he was homophobic. They said he was pro women abusing. He was violent towards women. It was an advert for domestic abuse. He did like he had been in trouble for pistol whipping people. There's a group called the Insane Clown Posse who I think he pistol whipped outside the nightclub. And
pistol whipped.
I presume it's when you've got a pistol and you whip somebody.
You don't actually know, you're just
He
like,
pistol whipped
he
them.
pistol whipped this and he pistol whipped I don't know
remember.
what it is.
I know. From what I hear, I don't think it's like what I used to do with my super soaker. I think it's more serious.
We were just talking about that.
We were
It was
talking
a
about
super
super
spreader, super soaker.
The super spreader is obviously coronavirus. It's not some kind of
So anyway,
person that
Eminem,
goes around.
your idol, performed at the Oscars.
It's not a mascot for Flora.
Yeah.
Oscars joke. So yeah, Eminem has been in a lot of trouble, and he performed at the Oscars after. So the song that was in 8 Mile, his film, won an Oscar for Best Original Soundtrack, but whenever it was. So even if it was 2011, it's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like 8, 9 sort of years. So that kind of thing. So he came out totally randomly, but because there wasn't a host.
Was it longer than that?
Well, that's
actually?
right.
Well, I just googled
Google it just now and I'll talk. Because there's no host, there was no one to say Eminem's now going to perform because he won an Oscar, or Eminem's going to perform for whatever reason. He just appeared. And Alex watched it for the first time about an hour ago, and you got a few goosebumps.
Oh, because we saw Eminem.
Yeah, we saw
him live.
We saw him in London, and it is the best concert I've been to. His shows are just a complete different level, aren't they?
It was amazing. And we also got the bonus of, do you know when it was released?
When was it?
2002.
Jeez,
So why did it say
18 years ago?
2011?
18 years ago
Yeah,
then, is
that's
that right?
But it probably would have been 17 years ago that the Oscars, because it was released
Right.
in November. So that's right,
So
it was
17,
17. Why
yeah.
did we say 9 years ago?
17 years ago. So it is quite random for him to appear at the Oscars, but I think it sums Eminem up because he doesn't care, he doesn't do things conventionally. Eminem's last 2 albums, this is going to become like
Is
an
this your
Eminem...
fact?
No, it's not my fact, this is just general knowledge. This is going to become like an Eminem fan podcast. Eminem released his last 2 albums with absolutely... They were surprise albums, they dropped them, no one knew.
2003.
2003, that is the day.
He was the first rapper to win an Academy Award.
Any more facts? So,
Salma Hayek spilled water on him backstage last week.
really?
Yeah.
Almost
there.
got pistol at the super soaker. So obviously artists spend probably about quite a few months really promoting their album, promoting all of that stuff before it comes out. Eminem surprisingly drops it twice. You looking at my hands?
No, I was listening to
So
you.
twice he's done it. Both albums have gone straight to #1 with no promotion, nothing. It just boom, just happens. That's how good he is.
Brilliant. He is really
So he performed at the Oscars. Also, what Eminem done. So when he first came out again as an artist and sort of that level of sort of after his first album came out, it was getting. It went, I can't remember what award show it was. It was something like the MTV Awards, or it was a massive one. It wasn't the Grammys. I don't. Well, maybe it was. So basically, it was like all these people were outside protesting against him, saying you can't be. We don't want you here. We don't want to do it. And he went and done a duet with Elton John that night with Stan. I think it was Stan.
So then he saw Elton at the Oscars just
Then
there.
it's seen him again there, and there was a picture saying it's great catching up with my uncle. Also, random fact here with Eminem, Elton John spent 18 months with Eminem helping him out of drug abuse and stuff.
Did he?
It was
He had some
addicted
issues
to like
as well over his
yeah.
life.
So Eminem was addicted to what do you call it? Is it Vicodin? Is that what you call it? It's like a prescription
I've
drugs.
got no idea.
But Elton John was the person who really stuck by him and helped him through that.
That is quite interesting. Is that your fact?
That's not my fact either. No, I'm just talking about Eminem.
I know.
So it was amazing though.
Is
The
either
Oscars.
Eminem or Man City, eh?
We're not mentioning Man City.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But Eminem was incredible. It was a great performance, and it got a standing ovation at the Oscars, which probably not many people have got. Alex has just given herself a little wipe. So yeah, it got a standing ovation at the Oscars, and also seeing like all these ridiculously big celebrities rapping along to Eminem. You're like, God,
Yeah,
he is
so
like
Leo
top
and
level.
Brad and
Also, this is not my fact. From 2000 to 2009 or 2010, that decade he was the biggest selling artist. That whole decade. In 2010 to 2020, he was also the best selling artist that decade. So the last 20 years, Eminem has been at the top.
And he is low profile now. You
doesn't
only
do
hear about him
anything.
with his music. You don't hear about any controversy or
He doesn't do anything.
really now.
Well, yeah, he doesn't do really.
Apart from what he sings about.
Yeah, exactly. But it is about his music now, which is I just think it's incredible
That's
that
a bit
somebody
cheeky.
that started from where he was and was like this bad person that had bleached white hair, and we were talking about it earlier, looked like a right, not a geek, but he was what he was.
Did you look like a geek? Because you bleached your hair and you dressed like Eminem.
I did.
And I've seen those photos.
I loved Eminem so much. I had my hair bleached.
Did you pistol whip?
I didn't pissed up. No, I didn't pissed up. I had both my ears pierced. I had a selection. Can you still see them? Both of them were. I had hoops.
Let me see.
So I had hoops. So again, anyone listening to the podcast, we're just actually checking my ears just now. It's like a medical podcast. I had a selection of bandanas. I had a black and white one, a red and black and white one. I had like the red one, the white one, and the black one that I wore with different outfits depending on what it would match with. I wrote my own songs.
Maybe get a wee photo next week.
Yeah, you seen my songbook as well.
I did, yeah.
It was impressive, wasn't it?
It was really good. I don't know.
Alex actually, like the first time you read that, you came to me like, Matthew, I think Eminem's broken into the house and left a songbook. Remember you did? You said,
I don't think I
Matthew.
did. No.
You did. You did. You're like, Eminem has been here, didn't you?
Yeah, okay, I did.
They were the days. So no, I loved Eminem. I used to try and dress like Eminem, and I used to take, after watching 8 Mile, I took like my notepad on buses with me, because I used to write on a wee notepad. So I worked as a builder, a landscape builder, and I used to take my bits of paper in my pocket, and in the van when they went out to get a Greggs or whatever, I would write my wee bits of songs and stuff, thinking I was Eminem.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. I honestly thought, right, this shouldn't really go any further, okay, between us, me and you and
The podcast
the
viewers.
podcast viewers and listeners, okay? I bought the Blazing Squad's album. Remember Blazing Squad? Kenzie,
Yes.
all that bunch.
Yeah.
I bought their album, not because I liked it, but remember in CDs you could read the words in the booklet.
The lyrics.
Yeah, you could read the lyrics in the booklet.
Uh-huh.
So I just bought that so I could read the lyrics and decide
And
whether
the
my
lyrics
lyrics.
are bad.
No,
Oh.
so I could decide if my lyrics were better than Blazing Squad's.
And what
So
was
I
the
read
conclusion?
100%.
100% what yours were better.
Of course they were, Alex.
obviously. I wouldn't expect you to say any different.
Ever doubt that? Yeah, they were so good, and I thought, how did the Blazing Squad like stole a career here? But obviously, they've not got a career now, and we do.
Not as rappers though.
They've not got a podcast. You never know. So
Maybe you could do some rapping on a future podcast.
maybe I might do that. If
Or we could
anybody,
find that CD we made in Vegas.
oh, that'd be so good to put on the podcast. I wonder how copyright is with that.
What's that? We sung it.
Now that my sort of, not guilty pleasure, that sounds a bit creepy. Now that my childhood rapping career is out there in the public domain, if any labels want to speak, no, I'm only joking. What was who did you like back in the day?
Oh, I like a lot of music. I have a very wide selection of music that I liked.
Tell me some.
Oh, I can't think off the top of my head.
Right,
My first
when you were
concert-
15, who did you
Oh,
love?
15? Oh, I've got no idea when I was... I liked Eminem when I was 15.
Did you?
Yeah, maybe 19.
Yeah, because Eminem was
can't
out when you were
remember.
15.
I can't remember. I've honestly liked all types of music though. I did the whole, you know, maybe slightly before your time, but I did the whole recording the charts every Sunday, and then I would listen to it. Yeah, and I would stop it, but I would also leave a little gap, so it was like a proper mixtape. You know, I used to have the spaces in between.
If me and you were together, then we could have made like a
beautiful
mixtape.
Music.
We could have really done that.
So yeah, you know, I've always kind of liked Eminem.
Kylie, was she your first concert?
I went to Kylie,
that.
yes,
Was she your
I told
first?
you that, yes. My sister took me to see Kylie when, I think it was 1989. So that was like, I was 8, and I remember we went to, can I name restaurants?
You can name restaurants, check it out.
So we went to Giuliano's, which was opposite the Playhouse, and it was a family meal with my sister, and she says, oh, I'm really sorry, your present's not arrived. I remember it like so much, really, and she said, yeah, your present, I've ordered it, it's not quite arrived yet. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I mean, I was only 8, you know, I was really young, so you're like, yeah, that's fine. And then I had a meal and we came out and she went, here, and she handed me like a ticket, and it, like, we were basically going across the road to the Playhouse.
And did you know Kylie? Did you?
Well, I didn't know her, no. She was
no, but
yes, of course.
But were you aware?
Yes, I grew up watching Neighbours, Kylie and
Jason. So were you like even 8-year-old? Did you like obviously?
Yes.
Not in my, but you know her and like watch
when I was 8, Kylie was like really big. So.
So you must have just been like.
Yeah, it
so
was
excited.
great. It was amazing, but also like, it's very surreal. You know, like.
Yeah.
We took Taylor to obviously see Robbie, and he was probably about roughly
Not
about the same
that,
age. And it's the scale of it, and you're just like, it's weird.
It's quite surreal.
I found out years later that Stacey,
yes,
my bridesmaid Stacey, one of my bridesmaids Stacey, was actually there too, but we didn't know each other until like much later. And
that's funny, It's funny when you look back at things and you know that somebody in your life was somewhere that you'd been to as well.
Yeah, and then you were going to meet.
Over.
Yeah, so that was my first concert.
Who else are your bridesmaids? Who are your
my sister, who took me to Kylie, and Carrie. But we're not talking about wedding, we're talking about
Kylie. I wanted to ask.
I've seen Kylie again years and years later in Glasgow, like the spinning around days. You know.
Was that out of my head? Not out of my head. Was that?
Yes. Yeah. That was that.
What's the thing?
She does a cloak.
No, did you not do like can get? What's the actions again?
So I'm not doing them. So that was a ploy to try to get me to be Kylie.
So what a try.
So yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a massive Kylie fan now, you know.
You, George Michael, he is your like...
Yeah, and I never got to see George Michael live, which is really sad, because you did say to me that you would take me, and you never.
I know, but he died.
I know, but I still went to see, when we went to see Celtic, he was still alive.
No, I know that, but...
I know, that's something I would have loved to have seen.
We would have definitely went to see him. Again, it's a horrible... Somebody that's got so much, what would you call it, so much like, I don't say love for life, but so much that they're given, and so much personality, and so much,
it's a waste.
Big people, it's horrible. Would he be, if you had to pick one person, if you had to listen to one person's albums for the rest of your life, would it be George?
No, it would actually, yeah.
It's so fun, I know we joke about
obviously, I think when somebody is, you know, has passed away, and he's not here anymore to make any more music, it is a different...
It changes, doesn't it?
I mean, look at Elvis, like, all these years later,
like, do you think...
love him, and he's dead. He's been dead for a long, long time, but he's still a massive artist.
Do you think dying makes the artist bigger?
To a point, yeah.
Like, I wonder what Elvis would... Like, how... I don't know if
I don't know if he'd still be alive now,
but if Elvis lived, do you think he would have been as big as he is now?
But
and it's funny because these people...
They become legends when they die.
Yeah.
So, you know...
There's a song... Jay-Z does a song actually, a song about being a legend, and he says it's funny because everyone wants to be Hove, and Hove's still alive, and he's saying about being a living legend and stuff. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
My profile.
Yeah, like when they die, they automatically become bigger.
Yeah.
And George Michael was like, I've never really listened to any of the stuff apart from Let's Go Outside.
No, I've made you listen to quite a few.
Yeah, but since
there'll be a
me
few
and you,
Reading.
Well, there'll be a few Eminem songs as well.
That's fine, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
My music choice is quite diverse.
It is varied. We went to Vegas, we went to the plastic place. What do you call it?
The plastic place?
What's the plastic people?
What are you talking about?
In Vegas, when we done the song.
Oh, Madame Tussauds.
Went there. So the plastic place, and there was a bit, so we got, I was, just to paint the picture here, I was wearing my vest. I also had shorts on, but I was wearing my vest on the top half. and we went and walked around and we got to record a song, didn't we?
You really did think you were there.
Honestly, went
No,
into this
we
like,
didn't. I tried.
it was like a recording booth, so I said to you,
You were so loud, I couldn't get
yeah, I was like,
it.
we'll do Stan, so you're your dido bit. You'll be my dido for this. And 3/4 of the way through the song, I thought, I'm smashing this. I sound incredible. And then I realised it was Eminem that I could hear in headphones. But we've got that CD. I've not listened to it yet.
No.
Not listened to it yet, but we will do.
And obviously in Vegas we saw J-Lo as well. That was a massive highlight of seeing somebody live.
She was.
I've loved. So when I
for
was
a show and for performance,
when I was
everything.
15, I liked J-Lo. 15, 16, I liked J-Lo.
So did I, I think.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been 15 or 16.
I would have been when I was 15.
Not when I was. Podcast.
So, who's your favourite artist podcasters? Who did you listen to growing up? There's lots of cheesy things that I liked, and we talk about, like 911, Private Number. Loved that song.
5.
We went to an event.
Always had a thing about 5. I liked 5. But I was
good.
almost too old to be that into 5, so I never went to their concerts.
Remember the box?
Yeah.
Music Television, you control. It was such a good thing. We wasted so much money for that. So I remember in the summer, Have You Got the Feeling or Got the Feeling it's called? Whatever the song, you know the song I mean though.
Yes.
It came out, so on the box, for anyone that doesn't remember the box, you phoned up and you put in the 3 numbers, didn't you? And I'm sure when you were watching the box you could see the 3 numbers getting typed in. Not when you were doing it, but just 3 numbers were getting typed in. And 5's song, Got the Feeling, was 555. I phoned up so many times that summer holiday, I was just phoning constant.
Is that your interesting fact?
No, it's not interesting. Stop trying to ruin my fact. So no, there's a lot of cheesiness. We went to an event and 5 pretty much done a concert right in front of us. We were within touching distance. You felt a sweat. 5 was only 3.
I was getting looked at directly.
Alex was making direct eye contact with 5.
Honestly, there was no shame. I pushed my way to the front. I was.
So Alex was like pretty much like this with, what's his name?
Well, there wasn't 5, there was 3.
There was 3 and 5.
So there was no Jay, and he was my favourite at the time. And I have to be honest and say this, Richie was not the sort of heartthrob. He was quite geeky, and then he went with Billy. Do you remember that?
Billy Piper.
Yeah, but Richie has changed a lot. He's very muscly. He's got tattoos. He really sort of he was taking the lead.
Thought you were describing me then.
So I know who wasn't there. Jay wasn't there,
yeah.
And the other one is it Abs.
Yes.
So he wasn't there. So the other ones were.
The other 3 there.
Richie and 2 more. I don't quite know who they were. More breaking news.
Also, just quickly when you're saying that, who was the one that was rapping? Because he was good. He had longish hair. So whoever was in 5 had sort of.
I've got about 20 videos. I just kept videoing them.
It was an amazing event though.
Yeah, it was really good. Well, yeah, it was good.
And I seen you making this eye contact. He was making eye contact with you. His sweat touched you. You exchanged bodily fluids. Yeah.
Exchanged them.
Well, his sweat went onto you.
Does it?
Yes, I've seen it. And I thought, do you know what? There's actually nothing I'm going to do. If I'd have thought when I was like 14, listening to 5, that my now girlfriend, not now fiance, but your girlfriend at the time.
I was at the time.
If I thought my girlfriend would have 5 sweat on them, I'm not fussed. I would have taken that in a heartbeat.
Oh well, there you go.
So there you go. If you got the feeling,
that was good.
Jump up to the ceiling.
There's another song I really like. It's called Get On Up.
Westlife then came out. I remember, no, just because I'm talking about older songs, Westlife came out.
It didn't come out that night though.
No, not that night,
Oh.
but in general, I'm just talking about songs that I liked, and Swear It Again. You know when they're sitting on the stools with the green curtain? What a dream of a song that was. And when I found out Ronan Keating managed them and directed that song, I was ecstatic.
Why?
The song was beautiful. But, just throwing out, about being sensitive, one song that can almost make me cry on that topic is Father and Son. Boyzone, that is a song that gets the emotions going. Anyway, that's kind of gone off track a bit.
Oh no, you're gonna cry, aren't you?
I'm not going to cry.
No, I can feel it coming on.
Listen, I know you were the same. Before we started and we found out that stuff, I'm not saying it was crap, but I felt horrible.
I know.
Like, absolutely, and it's a surreal sort of, it's just absolutely horrible. But Father and Son gets me going, gets me upset and gets me emotional and gets me thinking like that. So I want to share that with everyone. Hope that's okay. So we're almost at the end. tonight's podcast, aren't we?
Let's go for hours tonight. I'm quite happy having
Good.
a chat
Well,
about this, yeah.
do you know what? It's actually at the point now that
I don't listen to them, so...
I know Alex still hasn't listened to one of the podcasts that we've done yet.
I want to see this.
I get to the point on a Saturday that I get excited, so I'm like, it's time that we can talk to each other. We talk more in the podcast than we talk all week.
But we can't really talk about everything this week. It's not a podcast suitable.
It's not all podcast suitable, but it's been a good week. It's been a very good week.
But lots of positivity this week.
It's all about positivity, and do you know what's funny? Because since a time this week, there's been something extremely positive happen every single day.
It's good, eh?
Every day, it's amazing. So it has been a very good week. But we can't talk about everything. You don't want to hear everything.
They probably do.
They
say, what is it you're not telling us?
Do you know what I really want to do? When we build the followings, right, when you guys keep subscribing, I've got something else to say to you tonight as well, podcasters, YouTubers and stuff.
YouTubers.
I've told you all to subscribe, and some of you have done it. I've told you to leave comments, and some of you have done it.
Oh, subscribe. Do I have to pay money?
Yeah, you don't. So when we say subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. Because yeah, a lot of our clients, we've said subscribe, and they said, oh, how much is it? That's like we should charge. You can do that. No, so it's totally free. It's just it's like following somebody on Instagram or adding a friend on Facebook. That's what it is. So it's not paying anything. It just means you get notified when we post out a new video. Okay. So it's but what I need you all to start doing, taking it up a level. Don't only subscribe, like, comment. I want you.
Oh no, not share.
Share as well. We've said that every week. You, if you're watching, you.
So cringy when you do that.
I want you all to tell a friend. Share the podcast with a friend. Tell a friend. Don't just share it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. That's good. But phone them or text them or WhatsApp them and say,
phone them?
This podcast is amazing. People phone sometimes. So tell a friend about the podcast, and then they can share it and like it and subscribe. And then what I would like to do is, in 6 months' time, host a live podcast here. So people that follow us and like us can then come and watch us record a podcast live. We are going to be bringing guests onto the podcast very soon. If you want to be a guest, if you've got something worth saying that's more than Alex and I, which I'm sure most of you do, tell us and we can chat on the podcast together.
Yeah.
It's like a third cast. You can be our third cast. 1 cast, 2 cast, 3 cast. So that's what I want you to do. Tell a friend, share it. Yeah, keep on sharing, guys, because we do really appreciate it, and I'm enjoying doing it. You're enjoying it a bit more, and we're getting into the swing of it. And things are going to get better. We're going to be doing a lot more. 3 weeks, no, it's 4 weeks, 4 podcasts. That is consistent. Yeah. That is good going, and I'm excited and happy about that. Do you want the random fact?
Yes.
It's fact of the week. What I'm also going to do at this point in the next one, I'm going to try and add music to this bit. So when I say the fact of the week, it goes dum dum dum, dum, something like that.
Like
so
a jingle.
I've got the choice of 2 facts, but I'm going to go for one totally out of the box here. Totally.
Is that an Eminem fact?
No, it's not an Eminem fact. I think I've given enough. Do you know, Alex, I'm going to ask a question. If you know this, I'm going to change the random fact, to be honest.
Okay.
Podcasters, do you know what the national animal of Scotland is?
It's not what you think it would be.
Well, you don't know, maybe it is. What do you think the national animal of Scotland
I know
is?
what I'd like it to be.
What would you like it to be?
A deer, obviously. Because I love the deer.
Oh dear, I'm only joking. What do you think? Think about it. Think about the flag, think about...
The flag?
Well, there's a Scottish flag that's got an animal on it.
The
yellow
flag?
one? No, one of the Scottish sort of flags. The one that's
I don't know about
yellow and red. It's a... something rampant, a lion.
Rampant lion?
It's not a lion, but I could guess.
I've got no idea.
So, the national animal of Scotland is a unicorn.
Really?
It's a unicorn, yes.
That's not a real animal though.
It's our national animal. Let me give you some more information on it.
But I thought our flag was blue and white.
The unicorn is a national animal of Scotland. The Royal Coat of Arms of Scotland, used prior to 1603 by the Kings of Scotland, was supported by 2 unicorns, and the current Royal Coat of Arms of the United Kingdom is supported with a unicorn of Scotland.
Wow.
Along with a lion for England.
Why did I say a lion?
No, but that's because the lion rampant. That gets spoken about for Scottish football games. So the lion is in the yellow and red flag. But, so we are unicorns.
A unicorn on your Valentine's Day card.
I did get a unicorn, but we'll say what it said.
If you want, it was just a fun
So,
thing.
I opened the card, and a wee 5 pence dropped out, which was really. And I thought that's what you'd moved from the staff room that day. Remember, there was a 5 pence, and you said, "Just keep it." Remember that?
What did I say? Just keep it. I don't think I speak like that.
The card, so got a 5 pence. Well, that's a nice gift. And then I said, I know we were doing little gifts this year, but that's like extreme.
Really little.
And then I was like, the unicorn said, "Scratch me," I think, or something, didn't it? Scratch me. So I scratched it, and obviously the unicorn had this wee thing sticking out its head, and the card said,
"A horn."
I know, but don't give it away. And the card said, "You still make me horny."
Does it? I thought it said, "I'm still horny for you."
You still make me horny, I think.
Oh, that's not what it said. It said on the back. It doesn't matter.
So I thank you. I'm happy that I make you horny.
Too much.
That's going to be the name of the podcast.
No, it's
but guys, thank you extremely much. Thank you very much. We appreciate it extremely, don't we?
Yes.
You excited? So I think we're not coming. Oh, we've also got to say the real Ferdinand and Kate Wright / Ferdinand documentary. We've not watched it yet, which is why we've not done our special on it.
We've not had any time.
We've not had time.
Never mind make a
You
podcast.
said to me one night, "Will we watch it tonight?" And I said no. We're going to watch it. I've just got to be quite in a strong emotional position.
Oh no.
Because
Do you think you'll cry?
I'm almost not looking forward to it because it's going to upset me. Almost as upset as my watch at your desk just now. Yeah. You can see that. So we've not done it yet just because we've not watched it yet, but we will watch it. We will do a reaction. But I do think probably over the next few days it will
be quite emotional.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing a podcast on the situation, Love Island, Caroline, what we think, what's maybe gone on, what's not gone on, and we'll probably do a bit more on that. So I think we need to speak about it because I think that
it's like thinking about it, and I think I can't actually believe that.
we stopped that. You're probably telling the wee bit, and if you watch this on YouTube, there's a little bit that we have to break and then come back. Just because the camera films for like 25 minutes or something. And when I went to the bathroom, you don't need to know that. I went to the bathroom and going through there and coming back, and I thought, like, it's horrible, and
she's like,
it hurts me
40
that
years old.
anyone thinks that that's an option, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
So I think we will talk more about this. I think that tonight is just far too soon. That no one knows, and I think it'd be unfair and just not right to talk about it any more than we have.
I mean, I think that is quite inevitable what's happened.
I think, yeah, and I think looking at even in the last,
which actually I think it's
40
horrendous
minutes
to think that that's. Anyway, we can't really go into it.
We can't, and I think in the last 40 minutes, I think it's pretty certain what's happened. But I think we'll probably talk about it in the next few days a bit more. And but there's not much more we can say about it just now. What we can say is thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Alex, what do they have to do? Sorry, it's not a mirror, Alex, it's a camera. There's people watching you.
I know.
What do you have to do?
The down below thing. Comment down
That's
below.
what you said to 5. I'm sorry.
Every week?
Every week there's going to be a joke. So guys, comment down below.
I'm not down below.
Comment down below, leave a comment, share it, and tell a friend. Like, who wants to be a millionaire? That's ask a friend. So no, listen, thank you so much for watching again, guys, and we do genuinely appreciate it a lot. Enjoy this, enjoy your upcoming week. There'll be more from us very soon. There'll be more from us next week. Before we go out for dinner, we'll be doing a podcast.
Will we?
Yes, every week. So guys, thank you so much. Alex, you've enjoyed this one?
The podcast is our prees.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we have prees. Well,
podcast prees. Well, we have a podcast pre.
Well, we call it like the podcast prees. That's quite good, eh?
Well, see, when I say to you, what can we call it?
That's like, I don't know.
That would have been good.
I know, but
so we have a podcast pre. Then podcast is our
things
pre.
just grow organically.
They do. Plant-based. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Look what I'm going to do. Remember how we blew a kiss last time?
I'm going to cheers.
So, cheers everyone. See you next time.